Good morning, everybody. It is May 16th. I'm about 0.4 or 0.5 north of Big Bald, the summit anyway. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. As you can see, the weather has not changed any, or not much. At least it's not raining, but no views. It's just damp and thick fog up here. So I am ready to get down. I'm about 18 miles from Erwin. So we'll see what happens today. See if I make it to town today or not. I got plenty of stuff with me. If I don't, we'll just have to see how the day goes. But heading towards Little Bald. Gonna climb up, it's a little climb up to the top of it. And then most of the day is really dropping a lot of elevation. So I think we're about somewhere in the neighborhood of about 5,500 feet of elevation right now, getting started this morning. And I don't remember what it is in Erwin, but it's significantly less. It's basically dropping all day. So anyway, I gotta get moving. It is with the wind and the dampness, it is chilly out here. So anyway, getting started. That's kind of the plan for the day. And if I see some cool stuff, I'll be sure and let y'all know. Let y'all see. Talk to y'all in a bit. Looks like we're heading back down into the wood line. I tried. I really wanted some good views. Big Bald. It's just not meant to be. Time to move on. As you can see, once we got back in the woods, got further and further away from the ball, the weather's cleared up dramatically. Wind's laid down. And we're just walking on a ridge a lot right now. Or that's all we're doing is walking on a ridge. We are in between Big Bald and Little Bald right now. So when we get to Little Bald, we'll have to climb back up. It's not near the climb Big Bald is. But anyway, we'll climb to the top of it. And then just kind of little ups and downs all the way to Erwin after that. So yeah, it's changed quick. Might end up being a pretty day, who knows. All right, we are on top of Little Bald. It's a 0.3 mile climb up here. Not too bad at all. But we're back in the clouds, as you can see through the trees. It's nice on the trail, but any kind of view is just gone. So anyway, nothing to look at up here. We're gonna move on. So I was mistaken earlier. I don't know what I was thinking. There was only gonna be one climb for the day. I must have still been half asleep. That's crazy nonsense out here. But just climbed up to Little Bald. Now we are dropping down into a gap. It's got like a tent site or something down here. There's no road crossing or anything like that. But on the other side of that gap is another climb up to, it's labeled as a waypoint, is High Rocks. So maybe there'll be a view up there. Maybe some of this fog will get out of here by the time make it up there. And then from High Rocks, we're going to drop back down into another gap. It's called Spivey Gap, I believe. And I think there is a road crossing there. But we will push on out of there, and then obviously, if it's a gap, there's going to be a climb out of it. If it's a road crossing, it's probably a decent climb out of it. There's no name on the mountain on the other side of it. So that could potentially be dangerous if it's anything like Georgia. I don't know if you've been following along the whole time, but the ones in Georgia with no name, those were some of the craziest climbs. But elevation wise and distance wise, whatever kind of climb it is out of Spivey Gap, even if the terrain's rough, it can't be too bad. So yeah, so once we climb out of Spivey Gap and get back up, then it's kind of just a for the rest of the day after that, it should be just like gradual ups and downs, more down than up, dropping way down into Erwin, Tennessee. So anyway, that is kind of the itinerary. Obviously, I've been looking at the map, trying to just see what all's coming up, that kind of thing. And yep, so that's it. So get down to this gap and I don't know, see what this tent site looks like. Still pretty early, so not in any hurry. Past the shelter back there, Bald Mountain Shelter, and it was one of those that it was off the side of the trail, you couldn't see it or anything, but there were some bear cables out near the trail, and I didn't see any tents, but there could have been some, and I just wasn't paying good enough attention. But anyway, there was food hanging from those bear cables, so there's people there. They're still asleep or whatever, but you know, there ain't no punching in and out here. You can hike whenever you want to hike. So anyway, let me get down here and we'll see what happens. We on the AT, that's right. Let's go. Just came into Whistling Gap. Nice area for camping. Check all that out. Flat. Just this whole area is flat. Pretty. Supposed to be water here too. I think it's back. See those blue blazes down there? I think it's back down that way. All right. So we're here at the top, or basically almost the top of High Rock, or High Rocks. It is a Blue Blaze side trail to get to it, and I'm not going to take it. The view, or the comments on Far Out say that the views aren't that great, and that there's like a rock scramble down there. It's extremely slick. Obviously everything is wet this morning, so I'm not even going to go full with it. And just in case you're wondering, this, I know it may seem crazy that I'm not going down there, but a lot of this stuff, these are kind of a dime a dozen out here. There's several viewpoints all throughout the trail every day that I don't ever capture with, with video. And some of them I just, look at and pass on by. I don't stop at every single one. If I did, you'd never get anything done out here. And a lot of times the views are all the same. So anyway, if you're wondering, that's my reason for not going out there. The weather's not good today. The comments say that it's not worth it and that the views aren't that good. And quite honestly, the weather's not good today either. So the chance of the view just being amazing is slim to none. So I'm gonna move on, and as you can tell, we're still not done climbing. That's like a side trail to get to the summit, I guess. And yep, so this goes up and around on the other side of the mountain. So we'll see what's up here. But anyway, that's what's going on right now. All right, so we're at the very top of High Rocks on the AT. There it is in front of me, behind me. That Blue Blaze, it takes you up to the top of that little thing. Well, I guess it's not little, but it takes you up there to try to get a better view. But it looks like the tree line's up there too, so I don't even know if the view's all that great. But anyway, that's where we're at. You get up here and immediately start to go back down. There's no ridge or anything. All right. So in case you can't tell, I have definitely been burned a couple of times on some of these side trails that are supposed to have a view and all this, and end up wasting a whole lot of time and burning a whole bunch of calories trying to get to something and turn around and have to get back to the AT. When there's been a few times it was really all for nothing. So I have my guard up a little more about some of this side stuff. There's some things for sure that I know that I'm gonna do and don't want to miss. But some of the little stuff, it almost makes me wonder, like, I don't know, like who's sitting at what desk decides, like, let's build a side trail through this crazy rock scramble to get to this, because people just really need to come see this. Because I'll tell you, it's maybe if you were just day hiking and had never ever been on the AT before, some of them may be kind of cool to see. But some of them, especially the ones that you really got to work to get to, and I didn't go to that one, so I can't report on what that one's like to get to. I can only tell you that the comments say it's slick and there's a rock scramble at the end, and it's underwhelming. I can tell you it says that. So, but yeah, I don't know. So anyway, that's what's going through my head right now. You know, when you're burning so many calories a day and trying not to drop weight like crazy, trying to do big miles, you know, you got to think about stuff like that. So, yeah. Anyway, that's what's up. That's what was running through my head. So there it is. Just wanted to get that off my chest. All right, let's get out of here. All right, and we are rolling in to Spivey Gap. See the road out there. There's something going on over there. My guess, maybe trail magic, something. It's right here before you get to the road at Spivey Gap. This is real pretty. Like some kind of natural bridge. That's neat. All right, we are rolling out of Spivey Gap. Got that going on. The Nalchucky River, that's right outside, or I think it runs right next to the outskirts of Erwin, which is where I'm trying to get to today. Let's go. Check this dude out. Fairly new, the top piece anyway. It's nice. Hello, sunshine. Finally come on out. So, just topped the climb out of Spivey Gap a few minutes ago. And basically, as soon as you get up, it's not long and you start winding your way back down on the other side. But wasn't bad. It was steep in some parts, but it went by quick. So not too long of a climb. And I think for the next little while, it's just going to be kind of little ups and downs until we get to a big drop down into Erwin. So when I was at that Trail Magic back there, I ended up running into another, I guess, bubble of people, some people I've never seen before. They never seen me before. They kind of looking at me like, where'd you come from? But they're through hiking it. So I guess because I've been doing pretty big mileage consecutively now, starting to catch up with people, which is kind of a little bit of a pain, to be honest with you. So here's the deal, like, all these people are trying to get to town today too as well. And coming up this weekend is Trail Days in Damascus, which is like a big deal for hikers. I'm not, at the time, I'm not planning on trying to shuttle up there and check it out and shuttle back down. That sounds like way too much sugar for a dime. I think if I can, I'm gonna try to use those days and cover some miles. But anyway, so they're all trying to get to town today too. there's a really famous hostel here in Erwin called Uncle Johnny's. And I've looked at it on 4Out and online, checked it out some. And I think I would otherwise normally stay there. But because of the bubble, like the big bubble, there's been so many people go through there consecutively, day after day, for probably like, I don't know, the last month, maybe 2 months, maybe longer than that. Anyway, they're having all kind of like septic issues. Like there's reports like sewage leaking out around there and in the street around there. And anyway, some of the young cats out here say they don't care, they're going. More power to them. But I'm not dealing with that. So anyway, my plan was to get down here to Erwin and try to get a room somewhere. Well, because of trail days in Damascus, I mean, Damascus is still a little ways away, but there's really nothing around here. So even like trying to for hikers to to stay in Erwin and bump up to Damascus for the festival, you know, for people that aren't hiking, that just want to go, the cheapest thing and probably the easiest thing to do would be to stay at Uncle Johnny's. Well, apparently that's what everybody's doing, and it's booked up. And I checked on rooms last night in Erwin, and there's some available, or there were last night. And but I had no idea I was about to catch all these people, and that they basically have the same plan as me. But it didn't sound like they have any kind of reservations or anything like that. And so right when I left the Gap, of course, I got on my phone trying to seal the deal on something, trying to lock something in, you know, for to take care of BG, take care of me. And I don't have any service. I have 0 service right now. So I got to the top of the climb out of Spivey Gap. I said, surely I'll be up here. Surely I'll have service. Nope, nothing. So I'm just trying to get somewhere where I have service and I can lock something in. And yeah, before all these people snatch everything up, which I'm ahead of them right now because they're all hanging around with that Trail Magic, you know, shooting the breeze or whatever. So and if I don't have service, they don't have service, because I have Verizon, which has the best coverage out here. So or seems to have the best coverage out here. So I doubt they have it either. And it seemed like more like they were just kind of flying by the seat of their pants, which I have been doing that a lot too, to be honest with you. But there's a chance of rain tonight. Like I'm gonna be right outside of town. I need to resupply. I need to do laundry. Like, just need something locked down right now. So anyway, that's what's going on. And hopefully we'll get that figured out. All right. These are the days of our lives, people. Talk to y'all in a bit. Look at this big old thing that fell. I'm talking about huge. Man, if that would have went across the trail, I don't know what they would have done. That's a mess right there. That's what that is. Wow. We're here at the No Business Knob Shelter. That's for real its name. There ain't no business in the No Business Shelter. See, I ain't lying. It's kind of small shelter, but it looks nice, looks clean. Brand new picnic table at this thing. Sure is pretty. All right, so here's the scoop. So when I was back at the No Business Knob shelter, I met a couple there who was hanging out, and it looked like maybe they were there for the day to camp or something. But anyway, they said that another group of through hikers was ahead of me by about an hour and had come through there, and we're all headed to town and thinking about looking for a place to stay. So like I said, I'm about 99% sure the hostel's booked up. So there was that, and then at the shelter I still didn't have any service, and so just been dealing with that. But I've been sporadically checking for service, and just got some a few minutes ago, like one bar, enough to make a phone call that was kind of in and out, but got the job done. So I got a room booked at the Super 8. That's where I'm heading. Super 8 in Erwin. And I mean, what you got to realize is these towns are small. They don't have just tons of lodging. So you get an influx of hikers coming in all at the same time. The rooms and stuff can fill up pretty quick. And so that's kind of why I've been freaking out about it a little bit. Just trying to find somewhere to stay so that I can get everything done. You know, also, you know, I've had several big days in a row, so it's time for some good rest. So that's the plan right now, and gonna try to get to town, or am gonna get to town now. The only other thing I got left to figure out, that's why I was pausing there for a minute, thinking, is a shuttle to town. It's much easier. So the trail doesn't run directly through this town like it did in Hot Springs. It runs right on the edge of it. So it's not far, but you still have to make some kind of arrangement. Unless you want to do a whole bunch of more walking, you have to make some kind of arrangement to get into the actual town area where all the, you know, stores and restaurants and stuff like that are. But I'm not as worried about that. It's not like Newfound Gap, where it's a, you know, you're 16 miles from Gatlinburg and like almost really like an hour, 45-minute drive, 45 minutes or an hour drive. It's nothing like that. There's actually some comments in Far Out, recent comments, and it is 2023, people. Keep that in mind, where apparently Uber is up and running in Erwin, and some people have Ubered from the trailhead into town, you know, to resupply or do whatever they need to do. But anyway, it's like $7 is what they're saying. So I can totally get down with that. You know, sometimes these hiker shuttles, they're really good when they're good, but they fill up fast, especially got large influx of people coming into the area all at once. Those guys can get booked up really quick. So, and I guess I could hitch if I had to. I think Erwin would be a safe place to do that, I guess. But I don't know. I did it once. I can say I did it, but I'd rather not make that a habit. So anyway, Uber is probably the primary plan right now. If I get down here and have some service, and it's $7, I'm sold on that all day. You're not gonna be able to find a hiking shuttle company to come get you into anything for $7. So that is more than likely plan A. But then again, as I keep finding out here, oftentimes you end up like on plan C or D before you get something to work just right. Surprised I got a room as easy as I did. But maybe that's because I called ahead of time and got that taken care of before everybody gets down here. So anyway, that is what is up. I am about 5 miles away, which might seem like a lot, but these days that's like wrapping things up kind of. So anyway, gonna get down this trail and we'll see what else happens. Getting close, folks. That is Erwin off in there. Down here to the right at the bottom you see the church. That down there is where the AT takes you. That is the Nolchucky River down there. There's a bridge that goes across it. I don't think you can really see it from here. But we're basically here, just got to get off this mountain. That is Erwin, Tennessee at the top of the screen. And to the right, and kind of in the middle of the screen where that church is, all that, I believe the AT runs right through there. So you see it gets close, but not directly into town. Worst case scenario, if I had to walk to town, it does not look like it would be the end of the world. It's pretty. Weather really turned around today, didn't it? All right, let's go. Getting closer. Coming on down. All right, folks, well, we are rolling into Erwin. So today went from Big Bald to Erwin, Tennessee for an 18-mile day. And I'm about to pop out of the woods here in just a few minutes. And we'll see what it looks like. Hikers welcome. And there we are. Looks like the trail goes across the street. Let's see. And there's Uncle Johnny's. Right here, we're on the AT right now. It's one of those road walks again for a little bit across this bridge. There's Uncle Johnny's. Heading to figure out something to eat. So I got all checked in at the Super 8. When I got out of the woods, that was Uncle Johnny's hostel right there. Come to find out, it was like 4:55 when I came out of the woods, and they run a shuttle to town every day at 5 o'clock. And if you're not a guest there, if you're not staying there, they charge $5. Can't beat a better deal. I mean, that's as cheap as I could get, and they were leaving just within a few minutes of me walking right by there. I would have been crazy not to take them up on that deal. So, yep. Jumped in the van with a bunch of hikers. It was cool. Had a good time. They were all trying to get to Food City to resupply, which is right here across the street from where I'm at. Anyway, I'm just going to get some, try to find some dinner. That's it. McDonald's. A place called Pal's. They're supposed to have really good hamburgers. I've watched some other hikers on YouTube come through here, eat there before. I think I'm gonna get that sometime tomorrow. I'm thinking pizza tonight. There's a Bojangles. There's the Food City back in there. Taco Bell. A little bit of everything. All right. Heading back to the room. As you can see, we're back to Interstate 26. Let's just be further on up. But anyway, room's not too far from here. Ended up getting a bunch of snacks and a protein shake and some drinks for the room. And I'm gonna order pizza for delivery. I don't know why, it's just what I'm in the mood for. That's the plan. And just on the other side of the interstate, once we cross back under, there she is. Right here in the mountains. really good, right? All these little towns have rates. Plus it's Super 8, so it's not like it's super fancy anyway.